Khatibasri, Pachandra, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I want to share two things with you today. First is why you have to invest in the health of the people. And second, why you have to invest in healthcare sector. So ladies and gentlemen, many countries in ASEAN are developing countries. So we are under the group what we call a middle income countries. Pak Khatib Basri used to be a famous economist, he still is, and also as a finance minister. I'm a nuclear physicist by background, but I used to work 30 years in banking sector and used to run the banks that Pak Khatib Basri now is a chairman. And every countries in ASEAN have an aspiration to become a high-income countries, a developed countries. And as per current definition, the barrier between middle income and high income is around 12,500 per capita. Indonesia is around, I think, 4,005 or 4,007. So all ASEAN countries want to leap from middle income group to high income group and to break the 12,500 per capita barrier. And what I learned before, every nation has only one biggest windows of opportunity, single windows of opportunity with the biggest chance to jump to high income countries. These windows of opportunity called the demographic bonus, where the number of productive people in that particular country reach the maximum. For Indonesia, that will happen between 2030 to 2035, in the next 7 to 12 years. Because during this demographic bonus, we have the fuel, we have the momentum, we have the most energy, the most people that can push the country's GDP or the nation gross domestic product to reach maximum. After that, the fuel is declining, the momentum is declining because people become aging, like me, So that's why it's very important for every country that we use these windows of opportunity once in a lifetime. Because if we fail, then we will stay in middle income forever. That is what many people call the middle income trap. So that's why as a non-politician, my advice to many Indonesians, choose the right leader next year. Because why? Because he will be the one that will guide Indonesia during this critical period, whether we can leap into middle income, high income countries or not. And once we fail to do it, that is the biggest mistake to our children and the children of our children, because forever they will live in middle income country. And many other ASEAN countries experience the same thing. And for you, you have to understand a very critical component is the people, the productivity of the people. You need two sectors is running right. One is education and the other one is health. If your people is not smart, it is impossible for them to have an average 12,500 income. If your people are not healthy, even they are smart, but they have to go to the hospital to do dialysis once, 3 times a week, 4 to 5 hours a day, it's impossible for them to become productive and reach 12,500 per capita income. If you have stunting like Indonesia, 20% is stunted, of 25 millions, before 5 years, our people will not have enough intelligence to get a job with an income of 12,500. And we will never become a high-income country. And ASEAN will never become a high-income region. We will be in the middle income trap. And why it is important for business? Because then the revenue opportunities become much less. So that's why I urge all of you who live in ASEAN, invest in your own health. Invest in your family health. Invest in our people's health. Because that will increase the size of the economy, and that will open up a good investment opportunity to all of you. That is message number one. Message number two, why you need to invest in health sector. Health sector is a sector which I believe, based on my experience, is the inflection point where it will transform drastically. As an investor, you know you have to buy low and sell high. So this is the inflection point when the buy low opportunities are the biggest. I can give you an example based on my experience. I'm a nuclear physicist. So in physics, I remember in the late 1800s, there is a Nobel Prize winner, a leading UK scientist called James Dalton, that invented the smallest component of physical things called atom. This invention, scientific invention, in the following years, 10 years, 15 years, lead to many industrial revolutions. One of them is nuclear energy, nuclear bomb. The other one, less famous but more impactful, is material science that lead into the transistor technology, the chips technology, where you can mix and match the atom of different material. The other industry is the laser technology. It's all based on a very basic scientific invention of the smallest component of physical things. And this industry revolution changed humanity forever now. Open up a great business opportunity. Microprocessor businesses, nuclear-related businesses, and also laser-related businesses, and many others. History repeats itself. In the mid-90s, there is an engineer called Claude Shannon from AT&T Bell Labs, invented the smallest component of information called binary digits or bits. This scientific invention, again, lead to a major industrial revolution, especially on the microprocessor technology, the 10101, that leads into computer technology, the hardware, the software, the internet, the Facebook, the Google, TikTok. All of these major industrial revolutions comes when the binary digits is founded. And again, it changed humanity forever. For companies that invest in the inflection point during the establishment of the industry of chips, laser, nuclear, at the time they make a lot of money. Companies that invested early on the microprocessor technology, hardware, software, internet, now they make a lot of money. And now the turn is on the health sector. Because late 1900s, there is a scientist called Watson, Crick, Rosalind Franklin, that invented the smallest component of living things, called DNA. So if you see the pattern, smallest component of physical things, smallest component of information, and smallest component of living things. Now, this invention started the industrial revolution in healthcare sector. The mRNA vaccine is one of the examples that built billions of Moderna or Pfizer or billions of other businesses in China. monoclonal antibodies, cancer treatment. This is another example of how the industrial revolution now is start being established in healthcare sector because the invention of the smallest component of living things. And this will open up a great opportunities for you, investors, when you start coming into these businesses. Of course, you know better than me to protect your downside and maximize your upside. You understand how to risk mitigate all your investment. But this is the greatest opportunity that you will see in the next 10 to 20 years. And the last things that I would like to share, why Indonesia? Indonesia, some of you have heard this from me several times. Indonesia healthcare sector, average people spend $132 per annum. And the outcome is 72 years average life. You know, Malaysia, our closest, 76 average life. They spend average $430, $300 more. Singapore, the highest in ASEAN, at 84 average life. They spend average 2,800 or 2,700 more than Indonesian average people. So if in the next 5 years, Indonesian people like me, like Pak Khatib Basri, getting older, and we feel we are healthy, so we reach to Malaysian level, 70 to 76. So logically, you'll spend more money to maintain our health. You multiply 300 US by 280 million people. The numbers is 84 billion US dollar opportunity. If we increase to Singapore in the next 10 to 15 years, from 130 to 2,800, 2,700 difference, multiplied by 280 million is more than 700 billion US dollar of opportunity. And for many people, health is the spending that they will prioritize for. If you want to invest, get multiple return, or you want to invest to live, then many people will choose to invest to live. Because nobody, they said they love God, but nobody wants to see God faster than their friends. So the priority is very, very clear. Investment in health, spending in health will take priorities in every human being on earth. So that's why it creates a great opportunity for you. So my advice is invest in health. You know, because as a banker of 30 years, I've seen many of my friends and clients investing properly and shrewdly for their wealth. But they didn't do the same thing for their health. And I strongly believe health, investing in health should be equal at least with investing in wealth. Even as a Minister of Health, it's my obligation to say that the best wealth is actually health. Thank you and happy investing in ASEAN and Indonesia.